After failing to get higher education policies through the Senate, the government has a new ad campaign out to change people's minds, but it's not going so well.
Political advertising needs to be engaging.
What are you hiding, Mr. Abbott?
Powerful and convincing.
It's a lemon. Kevin O'Lemon.
And above all, factually accurate.
There is no Barack Obama. That's right. Barack Obama doesn't exist.
Today, it's this slick little political number that's driving people mad.
Higher learning leads to higher earnings. Uni graduates can earn 75% more than school leavers and have more career opportunities.
It's meant to be factual, but it's just party political propaganda. It doesn't give both sides of the story. So this really is a blatant waste of taxpayers' money.
But the government says that this is an information campaign focusing on the facts.
The Australian government will continue to pay around half your undergraduate degree, and HECS covers the rest.
This 50-50 claim is fundamentally wrong because we don't know what uni fees would be under what the government is proposing.
All governments use taxpayer dollars to advertise their policies, which is fine, as long as they're accurate.
Taxpayer-funded political ads are great, especially when they sound like an episode of Play School. We'll just tell you things are going to be 75% more betterer and hope you never look up the facts. That's why the Australian government will continue to use your money to advertise changes that have failed in the Senate twice. In fact, we've put virtually no new information in this ad. So to find out what's actually planned for higher education, maybe use Google.
Well, Dee Madigan has run political ad campaigns for both Labor and the Liberal Party. Dee, both sides of politics, of course, run ads like this, and I think it's fair to say that not always are those ads 100% truthful. So what is it about this one that's causing so much grief?
Well, because although both political parties have run ads before, I don't think any of them have ever run an ad before a policy has got through, and that's the difference with, you know, taxpayer-funded ads should be informing public about things, not persuading them that about what you're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly, Dee. I mean, they're trying to push legislation through Parliament here, but who's this ad aimed at? I mean, this ad is being viewed by the general public. Shouldn't the money be spent taking Ricky Muir out on a harbour cruise or something?
Well, you'd think it would be more effective. Basically, what they're trying to do is get the public on side and then that way get the crossbenchers on side, which is an incredibly expensive way to do it and a complete misuse of money. Really, if the legislation was half good, they'd get the crossbenchers on side anyway.
Now, Dee, the government haven't revealed how much this ad has cost, but with your experience, what are we looking at, a ballpark? $1 million, 10 million, a slab of beer?
Oh, look, it's really, really hard to know, but my guess would be 3 to 5 million. It's a lot of money.
People are up in arms, Dee, by, you know, some of the language used, perhaps a bit misleading. I mean, all ads tend to be misleading in some way or another. I mean, you've been involved behind the scenes making it. Surely you've been involved in campaigns where you know you've got to push it as far as you can push it without crossing that line.
I always say that good advertising should be the truth well told. In election advertising, there's no actual legal requirement to tell the truth, but with taxpayer-funded government advertising, the guidelines say that when you present facts, they should be verifiable and accurate. And what they've said in these ads is that you'll only have to pay 50% of your fee. But there's nothing in the legislation that caps what unis can charge you, nor is there any mechanism that says that there'll be shared costs. There's nothing in there for that. So according to all the modelling done by independents, you're going to be up for a lot more than 50%.
But Fifi, it made you want to go back to uni, didn't it?
It did. I genuinely watched the ad. I like the graphics artistically. And I went, that sounds pretty good. 75% of what I'm making now. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Dee, could this be setting a precedent for advertising other bills which haven't been passed yet?
Well, there shouldn't be, and really there needs to be sort of a hard and fast rule now that says you cannot advertise until you've managed to get your policy through Parliament. You're not allowed to advertise it, and I think, you know, that's always been implied. No one thought a government would do otherwise, but they have.
Well, thanks very much for your time tonight, Dee.
My pleasure.
I want to stress that we did try to get the Prime Minister, the Education Minister, Chris Pyne, and also Treasurer Joe Hockey on to chat about this and other things tonight. They all said no.
Well, Peter Jackson's latest guy from across the ditch to get his